Greetings everyone and welcome to another video in this YouTube channel, your YouTube channel at the end, because all of these videos I'm trying to be to make them for you, to try to make them useful, to make them as if you were doing these labs with me. So today we are going to discuss about great and exciting news once again, right? Every video is pretty much the same. So because today, exactly today, it has been released Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 version 7. That's GA today. And it came with a few functionalities that they are really close to what I'm doing here at Veeam. So first of all, congratulations to everyone involved on the release, right? Internally, QA, R&D, marketing, the web team, the designers. It has been a really great team effort. So it has major functionalities, like for example, it comes with finally immutability, which of course it's crucial. It's pretty important for customers doing backups of Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365. Now they will be able to leverage this immutability as well. The immutability it can be enabled on the backup copies. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. It came as well, version 7, with integration with two major Veeam products, which is one is with Veeam ONE for monitoring, reporting, compliance, auditing, and so on and so forth. And as well, it came with the complete and entire management with Veeam Service Provider Console. So that's perfect for the service providers that are offering Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 as a service. Today, they will be able to leverage, now to integrate Veeam Service Provider Console with Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365. It's going to be absolutely game changer. All of this integration, the single reporting, building around Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 for the service providers. It comes as well with a functionality that we are going to see in this video, which is the backup copy to any kind of object storage, so that it open the window to just send copies to pretty much anything, right? I'm going to show you today with QNAP, so you will see how I'm doing copies to my QNAP here on prem with object storage. So great functionalities. Let's dig deep into first we are going to run the upgrade together, and then we are going to see the integration with Veeam ONE Plus, of course, that immutability that I just mentioned, because that's one of the biggies, right? Let's take a quick look into the lab together. So okay, first thing we are going to do is, of course, download the package. It's quite small, as you can see, and then let's run the upgrade. It's going to take not much time. I have 6.0. I don't think I even have the latest one. So, but you will be able to upgrade. To take a look into the system requirements, but from 6 you will have no problem to go to version 7 whatsoever. A few notes here about is ready to install. Okay, yeah, operating system no longer supported, so I don't have any of these 2008 R2 or Windows 8 or Windows 7. This is a Windows 2022, I think. My template. Okay, it's telling me that I need to close the console, of course. Let's take a quick look and close the console. And now let's do a retry over here. Okay, and now this should be able to okay, it's going to upgrade for 6.10 to 7.0. The build is the 29th 11, so you can see that it has been 2,911 builds before this has been released. A minor thing, and some of them, of course, they just kind of auto build and everything, but you can see that it's it has been a lot of work put into this new release, right? So The installer, it's remind us to the version 12 of Veeam Backup and Replication, so it's quite fresh. It's quite with the icons, with the notifications. It looks really cool. Let's take a look. The console, it looks exactly the same. The icons of the organizations are a bit different here. Perhaps now the on-prem will be a bit different. Reports we have the same. Backup infrastructure, I have an out-of-date component, which is this repository. Remember that when we do an object storage repository, we need a cache, and that is what you can see over here. So let's try to add a new backup repository. At the end, this specific this first part, it's the cache part, meaning that normal sort of disk where you can store the cache before it's in the case that we have any problem with sending directly from RAM to the final object storage. Okay, let's create it here under my REFS volume. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't do much block cloning or anything, but that's the disk that I have. Please don't put this cache in C drive, because you never know if it's going to grow. It doesn't grow much, but anyways, don't put it in C. Just put it into another drive, another iSCSI, for example. Let's add, this now is the part of the object storage repository, 100%, right? So let's put a name here for this repo S3 QNAP QObjects. Is an S3 compatible, is an HTTPS, and then my local IP from my QNAP can be as well the FQDN if you want. In this case, I'm just doing directly the IP. That's the port, and then I need to put the access key over here, and then I need to put the secret key over there, and then some description. Quite simple, same as if you were doing any other on-prem object storage repository, or any, if it was AWS or Azure, you have specific sections for that. Okay, yeah, the SSL certificate, of course, it does not match with an IP, will never do. And then Veeam 365 repo, I put here, I can create a folder inside this bucket, VB365 backup backup copy. That's a good name for this. And you can see here the tab that the checkbox that I can make it this repository immutable. I don't need to limit the space. You can encrypt the data or not with a password. In this case, I'm not going to encrypt it. I usually recommend it for production. In the retention policy that I want for this backup copy repository, for this repository, just around 30 days. That's fine. Of course, just bear in mind what you need to do, because if you mark here immutability and put it like for 10, 25 years, then you will not be able to delete it later on. So please be aware of what you do on here, what retention do you do select. So for now, I just put 30 days. That should be enough for a backup copy into an immutable repository. So I know that whatever happens with the primary repository on this backup copy is going to be immutable for 30 days, right? And it's going daily, so I will have 30 days to go back. That's over there. The object storage is good. I'm trying to look if I can see any column here around if it's immutable or not, or any icon, but it doesn't seem that it has any icon at the moment. Anyways, let's go and create a backup copy of one of the jobs. This Exchange job. So let's do right click, add to a backup copy job, send it to this new repository that I just created. And that's again new on version 7, right? That I can select any object storage, in this case, even on-prem. And not even that, even it is on-prem, it's object storage on-prem, and it's immutable on-prem as well. So that is quite new and quite pretty much cutting edge, right? So the job has finished. Yeah, I can see that it's taking some space now, but anyways, it has finished. I do not have anything else to do over here. If I just copy all the data, An interesting thing, I wanted to show you quickly the QNAP. So you see, I have 1,670 objects and then 60 megabytes of space. And the bucket, it has been writing some data and some API calls within, the last hour, which is this job that I've been that I run right now. Under the Object Explorer, if I go under my QObjects and Veeam Backup, no, this is not my. I need to go into the bucket on here on the right and select the repository for V365. The bucket, sorry, and then on this bucket, I can just see if something. It's I don't have any version just yet. It's just the first copy. Let's try to open something. So if I see this object, I can see that it's in compliance mode, and it has the 29th of the 4th of 2023, which is a specific month from now. So that is that's okay. And then if I go over here, it has as well. It should have the flag. This doesn't have the flag. Where is this go? The repository log. It just might be like a parameter that it can recreate it. If I go into the repo config, for example, the config is just telling me as well the when the immutability dash finish. So that's perfectly fine. Another quick interesting thing, you need to change your license key to have this new package, M365 Suite. This is for free. You go to your customer portal and download this new key. And then you go to your Veeam ONE. If you don't have Veeam ONE, you can install Veeam ONE in Community Edition mode. Next, and it will install. And go to the Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 part. Add your server, VIP, FQDN, whatever you do prefer, with the credentials that it can connect to the server at admin credentials. And now Veeam ONE, it's going to connect to Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365. So couple of things that we can do here. So as you know, the product Veeam ONE, it has two views, the thick client and the web client. On the Windows client, what we can see is kind of real-time data protection and monitoring from the proxies, repositories, and so on. So it might take some time. You can refresh a few times, or let it here for 10-15 minutes. Go grab a beverage, and then come back and take a look and read. Take a look and just see what's here. If I go, for example, it's already getting some data, which is very nice. If I can see on my users and groups already some alarms over here regarding some jobs that they have been taking more than expected, more than the alarm list, right? So that's interesting. Now under data protection, you can see all the jobs and then the organizations, the last run, how much time did it take, backup proxy, backup repo, and then transfer data as well. Even filter by time. And then under performance, you can just take a quick look at the performance of the different VB for Microsoft 365 servers and the different proxies as well, which in a case of a big environment or enterprise, this is absolutely crucial. Let's take a quick look into the repositories. Great information here to get the protected objects by object type, and then show more details regarding the data stored on every single repository. Some parameters here, like it says, S3 compatible, and then the bucket name and the region, and then some of the space usage and so on. And for proxies, quite important to get as well the the performance, as I mentioned, monthly summary, network throttling, ports, threads as well, enable, and so on. So very, very, very good visibility across your infrastructure and data protection. But remember, if you go to the web client, we will have a new, fresh, out-of-the-box dashboard. The dashboard might take some minutes to refresh with the data as well the first time. But now I can see at a glance all what it's the most important for me, right? For example, the backup job status per day, We need to see if it's something red. If something red, we need to take some action, of course. Then we can see the top jobs by duration on the left with a trend, if it's the average duration or if it's taking more or less. That's the widget on the left called top jobs by duration. Top repositories by use space on the right. Infrastructure inventory, backup window, and protected objects overview as well. So under protected objects overview, quick, good to see here the number of users groups that is protected versus the one that are not. But you can always go to the report and run. Let me put here so an RPO of 1 month, then site and teams, and OneDrive site, and everything here. Perhaps I don't need the archive anyway, so I click preview, and within one click, I can finally answer if my manager, or if an auditor came and asked me, hey, are you doing a backup of every single object of Veeam Backup in Microsoft 365? I can say yes, absolutely, and you can present this report, and they can tell you, like, for 30 days, yes, for 30 days we have all of these that is protected for 30 days. And by the way, you know what, we have all of these that they do not have copies for 30 days, or it might be like they have copies on the mailbox backup but not archive backup, or site as well, and so on and so forth. So very, very detailed, these protected objects. This is really top notch. Another one that it may be of interest for you is the backup SLA compliance. Of course, we are aiming for 100% SLA compliance, meaning success jobs or warning jobs, no errors whatsoever. And you can see that they had been 100% over the period of time, current week. So that is good news, but that's a report that you should be aiming to get into your inbox. You can always share these dashboards, even publicly, meaning no credentials are needed to see this view, right? You can edit some parameters under the widgets, like the interval and the job types, for example. Or in the case that you have different VB365, you could filter by different VB servers as well. So yeah, you can see here, if I move to the to more extended view, I have some fails. So those red, they need to be addressed at some point, right? To take a look what happened there. And well, I mean, that is everything. I think we spent around 16, 18 minutes talking about the upgrade to of VB365 to version 7. We really quickly touched around the new features, especially around the immutability. You saw me adding my own bucket on my own data center. I control that data sovereignty of my backups, and they are immutable, which is very nice. That's really data freedom, right? I select the repository I want, and I select it as well to make it secure with immutability. And you have seen one of the great integrations that it came with this product, version 7, for free, with Veeam ONE, reporting, auditing, the dashboarding, the real-time data of the components, right? CPU, RAM, memory, disk, and everything. So I'm not going to show you the service provider console today. If you follow Anthony Spiteri, I'm pretty sure he will release quite soon some really great deep videos around this integration. He always does. So I encourage you to follow his channel, Anthony Spiteri, on YouTube. And nothing else. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions regarding the integration with between VB365 and Veeam ONE, if you are missing any widget, if you think something could be added into the report, please leave it on the comments down here, and I will be reading you, and hopefully we can always bring it into the product in the future. So ideas are always welcome. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you into another videos in the future. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.